Hey guys, Justice Egan here. Really excited to cut this video for you because today I am going to help you implement some really high level marketing techniques into your business in a very, very simple way. And what it's going to allow you to do is make more sales immediately. So how does that sound? I mean, if you're watching this video, my guess is you'd be okay with making more sales right away. Now, if you're on here, this presupposes one thing. This training is going to be something you can implement if you have an email list. Now, if you don't have an email list, don't run away. This is a training you want to watch, and here's why. Because when you understand the power of properly communicating with your email list and how it can make you more sales, you're going to be that much more motivated to go out and build an email list. Okay, and having your list is literally one of the cornerstones of your business. Okay, your business is truly your prospects, your prospect lists, whether it be warm market lists, whether it be email lists, whether whatever kind of list, your audiences. That's your business. Okay, those people are your business. That's what your business consists of. So if you don't have a list yet and you want to leverage the internet to grow your business, understand you're going to have to build a list. And if you haven't, if you don't know where to start, I'm going to tell you right now, My Lead System Pro is the answer. Okay, My Lead System Pro is the best place to leverage both tools that they provide, the best in the business, and training on how to go out there, drive traffic to you, get people opting into your list, seeing you as the authority, and then you have the opportunity to communicate with them in a way that today I'm going to kind of open your mind to a new level of communication that's going to create sales for you right away. Now, so that you understand what most people do with their lists, and I did this for a very long time, and I do it when I feel it's appropriate, but what most people do when they have an offer, when it's time to sell something. And guys, we are in the business of sales, right? We need to make sales. Now, before I tell you to sell, also understand that you have to deliver value to your list. You have to build a relationship with that list. They have to know, like, and trust you. And that's, then there is a time to come in and give them an offer. All right, so you can't just pitch your list all day long. It doesn't work like that. But assuming that you're bringing value to your list, however big or small, if your list is small, I don't care if it's 50 people, 100 people, whatever it is, you should be emailing them regularly, and you can implement what I'm about to show you. So what most people do is when they have an offer, they blast their list, they blast their list, they blast their list, and then when the offer is done, it's done, right? So they might go, hey, this is what this thing's going to do for you. You got to pick it up right away. And then they'll say, hey, the deadline's coming. Hey, last chance. And they're done, right? What I'm going to show you how to do is use some basic principles of influence, okay, along with list segmentation, so that you can really dial in on those that are interested and have a conversation practically, specifically with that person. Okay, based on their interest. And if you think about that, don't you think that that's going to create more yeses, more sales, more conversions, right? If you're really speaking, if that person feels like you're speaking directly to them, you're going to create more sales. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. So a quick principle I want you to understand before we dive into this, and that is the three types of buyers, so to speak, okay? Three phases of buyers, whatever you want to call it. And that is people that buy on gain, okay, on benefit. That's what something's going to do for them, right? There are people that buy on gain, there's people that buy on logic, and there's people that buy on fear. Now, the argument could very easily be made that people really do not buy logically, okay? They buy emotionally, and then they justify logically. But nonetheless, this person needs to be appealed to logically. And then lastly is the person or people that buy based on fear of loss, fear of missing out. The deadline's coming, or they're going to run out. There's not enough, right? And if you think about it, these three types of buyers, they're really everywhere. Okay, a webinar, if you think about how a webinar works, right? When you get on a webinar, everybody becomes open-minded, to what's going to be taught. They decide whether they're in the right place or not, whether this is what they want to learn. They get taught. A solution is presented, and all the benefits of that solution are laid out. Everything that they're going to gain when when they get whatever it is that's being sold. Then comes logic. The value stacking. Hey, here's what all the individual pieces are worth, right? Here's what happens. Here's the bonuses. let me give you an example, right? They speak metaphorically, so it might be, I like to use like the Starbucks example, right? Hey, you're out there, think about this, you're out there spending $3 or $4 a day on coffee. And in 1 month, just what you're spending on coffee could pay for this training or this product or this nutrition or this service, whatever it is, that could change your life forever, right? That's appealing to logic. And then comes fear, which is, deadlines, scarcity, okay? Things are going away at midnight, or the first 20 people, or there's only this many, that I can take, or that this many products that can be purchased. That appeals to the fear of loss person. And all three of these people exist on your email list. All three of them get on webinars. All three of them are watching your videos. So you want to appeal to all three in your communication. Makes sense, right? So the first thing that we want to do here is we want to do what's called racking the shotgun. Okay, you have an audience of people, and not every offer that you have, not everything that you can sell solves the problem of that audience at that very moment. In other words, not everybody on your email list has the same exact problem or need, desire at that moment as everyone else on your list, right? Certain things are going to be a fit for certain people based on where they're at. Some people aren't ready to buy yet. Some people aren't in enough pain, right? Whatever, everybody's kind of in a different place. So what you need to do is what's called racking, what's been referred to as, and I think it's Perry Marshall that refers to it as this, is racking the shotgun. Okay, you need to turn heads, so to speak. So what you need to do is you need to go out there and you need to identify who it is that is interested in this specific offer that you have. And I always refer to it with students that I work with as, listen, we want people to raise their hand. We want to get people to raise their hand. All our processes, our funnels online, everything we do is a filter process to identify, to qualify people. All right, you don't want to call just any Joe Schmo on the phone and spend 10, 15, 20 minutes, talking to just anybody. You want them to go through a process and be qualified. You want them to raise their hand. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to send out, email. I'm going to say email 1, right? Now this email is going to have your offer in it. And here's a few things that to me that I like to do in this email. First of all, I like to make this email long. Why? Okay, because to me, that's a filter. It's a qualifier. If somebody reads the entire email versus a 3-sentence email, if somebody reads this entire email, I know they're paying attention to me. Okay, I know what I'm saying is resonating with them. I know the problems I'm stating, the benefits I'm talking about, all the things that this offer is going to be able to do for them. I know that it's important to them because they're reading the entire email. Now, a few little things I'm going to do in here. I'm going to speak very descriptively. I'm going to storytell. I'm going to be entertaining. I'm going to speak to the benefit, big time, of what it is that I'm about to offer them can do for them. Right? I'm going to speak to their pains, and and my goal is, I'm just going to keep trying to come up with reasons or little what we call open loops, right, to push them through the email, right, to keep them reading the email, and then my link, my offer. It's gonna be down bottom. I mean, people are gonna have to scroll and read to get to my offer. Now again, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to identify the people that are really paying attention to what I have to say. And you'll understand how powerful this is in a minute. And I think that so many people are so worried about losing people, okay? So worried about, but if I write this big long email, who's gonna read all that? And Dan Kennedy says that when it comes to writing lots of copy, people say, well, who's going to read all that copy? And he says, the person most likely to buy. That's who's going to read all that copy. So understand that this email is designed to rack the shotgun to get somebody to raise their hand. Now, a couple of things I want you to understand about your offers. One, you should make it irresistible. Add something unique, add a bonus to it, right? And you can go create an offer. You can go think up an offer in your head today. I don't know what it is that you sell. If you're on the My Lead System Pro blog, you may very well sell MLSP. I mean, you could come up with an MLSP offer where you add a bonus onto it or add a couple bonuses onto it. Maybe they get a 20-minute coaching call with you, or a couple 20-minute coaching calls, whatever it is. But you want to appeal to a few things here. First of all, you want to appeal big time to gain. You want to touch on logic a little bit. Okay, set the stage for sure, and you want to set the stage for fear of loss. So by setting the stage for these things, you're going to allude to them, right? You might say that I can only, because I'm doing coaching calls, I can only take on 5 people, or, this offer has a deadline of such and such a date. So now here's where it gets really cool. What a lot of people will do is after this email goes out, they'll wait, a day, 2 days, and they'll send another email out. They'll blast their whole list, and they'll hit them with this offer again. I would rather find out who's qualified and start speaking to the people that click this link, right? Those are the people that read the whole email, clicked the link. They're the ones that said to me, Justice, this makes sense to me. This might be what I'm looking for. I'm interested, okay? So I racked the shotgun, and this group of people right here that came to the bottom of the email and clicked the link, they're the ones that turned their heads, all right? So now, wouldn't you agree that the conversation with a person that has already, taken in all this information, the conversation with that person can be considerably different than if you're blasting out your whole email list again. Agreed? Right? So here's where it gets cool. What we do in our email system, and it doesn't matter, what you use, Aweber, GetResponse, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, doesn't matter. You're going to segment, right, this portion of the list. So we can call them click link, right? Click link on whatever date. You can call them whatever you want, doesn't matter. But there's a way, and if you don't know how to segment the list, just go into the support videos or look on YouTube. It's there, okay? Obviously, I can't go into that right now, but you want to segment this list. So we're going to take this group and we're going to make them their own little subgroup. All right? These are the people that showed the interest. These are the people we've segmented. And now, 24 to 48 hours later, we're going to send them an email. For those that have not purchased, by the way, if there is someone who purchased, you want to take them out of this group, okay? You want to remove them, but we're going to send them the logic email. Now, how do you appeal to someone logically? Well, first of all, they're on your list for a reason, right? So email 2 is going to come, and email 2, right, is going to be the logic email. And to appeal to someone logically, first and foremost, one of the best ways to do it is remind them why they got on your list in the first place. And be conversational. You already know that they read all this and they clicked this link. So you want to have a conversation with them based on that. Communicate to them based on their behavior, not on the fact that they're just part of your giant list. Okay, hopefully it's giant, right? If not, you're working on it. But this applies even if you've got 50 people on your list, guys, right? If 3 or 5 people click that link or 10 people click that link, they've identified themselves as the interested party in this specific offer. So now you're going to remind them why they're on your list. Hey, I'm just checking, you came, I'm pretty sure you're on my list because you want help with X, Y, Z, right? Well, if I'm wrong, I'm really, I'm kind of sorry that I've been emailing you all this time, right? What doesn't make sense? See, we're starting to make sense. We're starting to speak logically. Hey, if you're in the wrong place, man, my bad. But if that's what you really want, I'm a little confused. Yesterday I sent you this email and you click this link. And, I put this amazing offer together, and if this is what if you're looking for, this benefit, then obviously, right, logically, this offer would be irresistible to you. It would make sense, especially considering, and this is where you want to probably value stack a little bit. You want to lay out, the reasons why logically this is the best offer they've ever seen. Right? Then, you want to value stack, and especially you might say, hey, I understand maybe you have this objection, right? You're going to cover a couple objections, and then you come in with testimonials, right? Testimonials are a great way to, social proof is a great way to get someone thinking, hey, this just makes sense. I mean, come on, we're on the same page here, right? I use in the blog post where I put this, I use the example, the name John. So we'll talk to John. John, we're on the same page here. I mean, this makes sense, right? A Starbucks coffee, costs $3 to $4 a day, and this only cost X, and the benefits are X, and look, the value stack there, and look what happened for Susie, and look what happened for Jim, and we're appealing to logic, right? Now we've got another link here for them to, to buy. Now, one thing I want you to understand about them clicking these links, it's very good. Sometimes we send people directly to sales pages, but that's a little bit lazy. What is really great is if when they click these links, you're sending people to a 2-step process. In other words, whether it's a video of you, whether it's a piece of content that then sells further, okay? It might be a trip inside a back office. It might be like I said, it might be a 2-minute video, whatever it is. two-step processes, build more trust, feel less pitchy, right? To send them just to a stock capture pages, it can still work. I mean, this process can still work because this is all very personal, okay? But, two-step process can work even better. So now, we've appealed to logic and we've got another group of people who have clicked this link. Now here, I may or may not send email 3. I may or may not send email 3 to everyone who received email 2, or I may segment and send it only to the people that clicked the link and didn't buy. Again, if someone buys, I'm going to take them out of the audience. Now, email 3 plays to fear of loss. So this is where I'm actually going to get tough with the person. I'm going to say to him, hey, John, listen, I don't know what I can do anymore. I mean, I've laid this all out. It's clear you're still reading this. It's clear you want X. You've seen the testimonials. You know it works. Okay? I can't show up and, I can't show up and make you buy it, right? When's it going to be your turn? When are you going to step up and take action? I mean, can we have a serious conversation, John? Can we speak back and forth here? Do you really think that you're going to achieve X without having to do, X? Do you really think that's possible? I hope you don't, right? I hope you don't, because it's not the case. This is the best opportunity you're going to get. The door's closing, we're running out, the time's up, whatever the scarcity is that you can leverage there, that you set the tone for throughout. This is your last chance. Okay, that's what it is. It's a last chance email. John, this is your last chance, right? And I like to list testimonials and then say, hey, when's it your turn? Is a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, are you going to be opening another email, reading another set of testimonials? Are you finally ready to actually take action and be one of the testimonials? And a lot of people, this makes them uncomfortable, this idea. And here's what I want you to understand. First of all, I actually believe that John is frozen, that John's paralyzed, that he's on information overload, he's all over the place. He wants something, and he's not doing the right things to get it. And I believe that it's your duty to push John off the fence. Okay? Now, would you talk to your whole email list like this? I don't think so. Maybe a touch of it, right? You can still use fear and deadlines and scarcity and all that stuff. But I am having a personal conversation with John because I've put John through a process here, right? He read this whole thing. He clicked the link. I racked the shotgun. He raised his hand. He turned his head. And now we're going through a process here, right? So I'm really going to drive home the deadline. I've had times where I even say to someone, hey, maybe you're just in the wrong, hey, it's cool. Maybe you're just in the wrong place, right? Because this is what I do, and this is the best version of it, and this is an opportunity I haven't offered before, and maybe you're just in the wrong place. And now I'm not saying that to my whole email list. I'm saying that to John because John is he's just watching. He's watching from the sidelines. I know it. I know it because of the process. See, when you start segmenting like this, and you start identifying people based on behavior, when you start communicating based on behavior, the conversation with that person can change entirely. Very, very powerful stuff. Now, here's the last thing I want you to understand about this so you get the most out of it. What you're then going to do is, 24 to 48 hours later, you're going to go to email 1. You're going to identify everybody who didn't open email 1, which is going to be a majority of people, especially if you have a sizable list. So you're going to identify everyone who didn't open email 1. You're going to segment them, put them into a new group, right? No opens. You're going to change the title, the subject line, and you're going to send this big long email out again. All right? After 48 hours, they're not going to go back 48 hours and go find the old email. They didn't read it, so they don't know you're sending them the same email again. You're just using a new subject line to the non-opens to get them to maybe this will grab their attention, maybe appeal to a different emotion, and grab their attention so that you can send this email. Why? Because now a whole new group of people is going to open. Maybe you send it at a different time of day this time. A whole new group of people is going to open. A whole new group of people is going to click this link. And a whole new group of people is going to start in this process. Okay? When you're doing this, look at your list like it's a washcloth. Okay? And when you're adding new people and you're giving value to your list, you're dampening that washcloth. You're soaking it, so to speak. Okay, your goal is to soak the washcloth with value. But then when you have an offer that you believe can help, the people, and that's the key. I mean, you got to believe in your offer. Obviously, that's why you're doing John a favor if you get him off the fence. You want to literally wring that washcloth. Okay, you've pumped all that water into the washcloth. Now you want to wring it. And so, on your first email that a bunch of people missed, you got some of the water out of that washcloth. But now it's your job to segment and to wring that washcloth so that you get everything out of it. Everything when it comes to people who are interested in this particular offer because they've raised their hand. Right? You want to rack the shotgun for everybody and then have that group of people identify themselves. Now, my final suggestion here, and you're going to understand, you're going to segment on this and you're going to segment on this. The people that didn't open email 3, they're pretty far into the process. Don't you want to segment the non-opens, even if it's only a handful of people? At this point, do you want to segment the non-opens and send a different subject line with email 3 and, appeal to the scarcity and the urgency with that, with that group? Make sure you get in front of as many of those eyeballs as you can. Of course you do. So you want to do that across the board. One thing I will tell you is that if you're a person that broadcasts every day, that puts content out every day, what you probably want to do is while you're executing this process, okay, you may want to make this anybody that clicks the link here and over, so we'll say right here, this is becoming quite a mess, huh? Anybody from here over, you probably want to keep out of your broadcasts for the time being. So in other words, you don't want to be having this communication with them and then sending out general broadcasts that are communicating in a way that's to a broader group of people. You'll want to, have these people be I forget what the word is in the email systems, but you want to keep these people out of the broadcast until they're through this process. This is the communication you're having with them based on the offer. Everyone else that opened this email and didn't read it, well, they're not interested in that particular offer at this particular time. So you continue to broadcast them, add value, essentially add water to the washcloth. And when you have another offer down the road, when you have something else that you're offering, that may meet their needs at that specific time. And they may be the one to click the link and they may be the one to move through this process. So I really, really hope that some light bulbs went off for you. If they did, make sure to comment below, okay? I mean, I really wanted to deliver some high-level stuff in a very simple way. Again, any of the technical stuff here you can get in the support videos. You can watch YouTube videos. That's not the hard part. Okay, so get out there, implement this in your business. You will make more sales right away. I cannot wait to see your comments below. If you're looking to build a list, grow your business online, and you're not quite sure where to start, or you're looking for, the community, the tools, the training to get it done, My Lead System Pro is a great place to start. It really has changed my life, and you can check it out. Check out all the details on this website. Look, above, below, around this video, and check it out. You'll be really happy if you get inside and check out the $10 trial. So, hope you found this valuable. I'll look for your comments, and I'll be talking to you very soon. Hey there, Justice Egan here, and thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and got loads of value out of it. If you did and you want to see other videos like it, make sure to go up there and subscribe to my channel. You'll get notifications when I put new videos up, and I put them up all the time. And if you're in the home business space, MLM, network marketing, affiliate marketing, and you want more leads and sales for your business using the internet, head on over to justiceegan.com. You can grab my latest course, Online Recruiting Mastery, where I'm going to show you exactly how I generated over 30,000 leads online and recruited more than 1,000 people into my business. So go on over, grab that free training. I'll be talking to you very soon.